Welcome to my final jungle tier list of the year for patch 14.24. My name is Forrest, the master tier jungle main, and today we are switching things up. Instead of just listing champions, I will walk you through the top 10 best junglers of this patch. Stick around until the end where I will reveal the full tier list so you know exactly where your main champion stands. I made this tier list for players below diamond, but I will also highlight a few standout champions that perform well even in high ranks. If you are grinding through bronze, silver or iron, don't worry, I have got some solid recommendations to help you climb. If you enjoyed this fresh approach, make sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe for more weekly jungle guides and tier lists. On top of that, I offer free coaching session as well as paid coaching for players looking to level up even faster. For more details about coaching and to be part of a friendly jungle community, join my Discord server. The link is in the description. Now let's dive into it and find out who the best junglers are in patch 14.24. Taking the first spot on this list is Nocturne, a phenomenal choice for climbing especially in lower ranks. What sets Nocturne apart right now is his ability to outplay opponents with his spare shield, making him incredibly effective in skirmishes once you hit level 4. His ultimate at level 6 is a game changer, letting you pressure the map and punish overextended enemies with ease, which is very common in lower ranks. His kit is simple to learn but highly effective, making him one of the most reliable junglers for players looking to focus on improving fundamentals like clearing effectively and managing tempo. The secret to success with Nocturne lies in that first ultimate. Landing a kill with it sets you up for a powerful snowball, letting you take control of the game. If you miss that opportunity or fall behind, things can get tricky, but his snowball potential makes him worth the risk. If your goal is to climb ranks quickly in this patch, give Nocturne a shot. His mix of simplicity and power is hard to beat. Coming in second on my top 10 list is Warwick, a powerhouse jungler who is still in Z tier this patch even after the hotfix nerfs aimed at his massive win rate in both top lane and jungle. Those changes weren't enough to knock him down and he remains one of the best picks for climbing diamond. Warwick's strength lies in his ability to dominate skirmishes thanks to his sustain and dwelling potential. His passive healing allows him to win extended fights even against stronger early game junglers. On top of that, his Spear from E gives him an excellent crowd control in critical moments, making him hard to deal with in a 1v1 or small skirmishes. His W is another key for his success, offering huge speed boost that lets you quickly chase down low health enemies or get to fight faster than most other junglers. This combined with his tankiness and sustain makes him a menace in any fight and perfect for snowballing games. While the Blade of the Ruined King nerf affected him slightly, it's still his core item, and I recommend pairing it with Titanic Hydra for even more versatility and damage. If you are looking for a reliable, consistent jungler to climb with this patch, Warwick is an absolute must pick. Let me know if you would like to see a full guide on how to play him. Next up is the Ruined King himself, Viego, taking a well-deserved spot on this list. What makes Viego stand out is how incredibly diverse he is as a champion. Whether you want to go for a full damage build, prioritize sustain and survivability, or lean into a tankier playstyle, Viego has multiple paths to dominate games. This flexibility allows him to adapt to almost any matchup and team composition, making him one of the most versatile junglers in the game. In the hands of a skilled player, Viego is absolutely solo carry machine. His reset in teamfights are his greatest strength, letting him chain kills and completely turn fights around, even in seemingly impossible situations. But mastering him isn't easy. It requires quick decision making, especially when choosing which champion to possess during the chaos of a fight. If you are looking for a champion who can consistently carry games and climb in any rank, Viego is a top tier pick. His ability to adapt and perform at the highest level makes him one of the most rewarding junglers to learn. Let me know in the comments if you would like a guide on his item builds and how to get the most out of his resets. Up next we have Amumu, one of the most underrated junglers in the game. While tanks aren't usually known for their solo carry potential, Amumu is a major exception. For a champion that builds primary tank items, his damage output is surprisingly high, especially in extended fights. His passive damage amplification combined with his W lets him shred through enemies while staying incredibly durable. Amumu truly shines in teamfights thanks to his ultimate. It's one of the strongest abilities in the game for locking down multiple enemies and turning chaotic fights into easy wins. Even if your team is struggling, one well-timed ult can completely turn a game around. Another reason Amumu is so effective is his versatility. If your team lacks magic damage, you can build items like Liandry to boost your AP burst, making him even deadlier. And if you prefer a full tank build, he is still a massive threat thanks to his natural damage output and crowd control. To make the most out of Amumu, focus on farming effectively to hit level 6, and then start making plays around the map. Once you unlock your ult, you are not just a jungler, you are a game changer. If you are looking for a champion who can be both tanky and a damage dealer while also setting your team up for success, Amumu is the perfect pick. Wukong might not always be the first pick that comes to mind, but he's definitely an S tier jungler and one of the most underrated champions in the game. I have always enjoyed playing him, and his 2-item power spikes is one of the reasons he's so strong in this patch. Once you get your first item and Black Cleaver, you are in an incredibly strong position to start taking over the map. Black Cleaver on Wukong is an amazing choice. He can stack it super quickly while playing mind games with his W. This lets you shred through your enemy's armor and their substantial damage, all while being incredibly hard to catch. The fact that you can stack the cleaver so fast while dodging skill shots with your W means you are constantly outplaying opponents, making it difficult for them to predict your next move. While his scaling might not be insane, Wukong shines in small skirmishes and during objectives, where his bonus armor helps him stand out as a solid frontline presence. If you are looking for a champion that can dominate the mid game with his incredible 2-item power spike and completely outsmart your opponents, Wukong is an excellent pick to climb with. Grace takes a top spot in the S tier for me, my main and one of the strongest picks in the jungle right now. Even after his recent nerfs, which only reduced his second Q damage by around 50, he is still a powerhouse. While the nerfs was enough to drop him from Z tier, it's not nearly enough to keep him out of S tier. With the recent jungle changes, Grace has become even more powerful, especially with his itemization. His build paths are stronger than ever, allowing him to dominate through all stages of the game. And for those who are still figuring out the best items, make sure to check out my Grace builds guide, which covers everything you need to know. Also check out my Grace jungle board review for an in-depth macro guide. One of Grace's biggest advantages right now is the nerf to most AP junglers, which makes him an even better pick this patch. He is incredibly effective at scaling and can outplay many junglers, even fighters like Warwick and Xin Zhao. He handles tanks with ease and can even cheese invade at level 2, a strategy I dive into in this video. If Graves gets ahead early, taking down tanks and winning skirmishes becomes second nature. With good macro and strong mechanics, he has the potential to carry just about any game. Don't let his nerfs fool you. Graves is still a top tier pick for climbing and dominating in the jungle this patch. Kindred is like a better version of Graves. She has a strong early game and can take on most junglers, plus her scaling is insane. If you play her right, she can carry you through most ranks. However, in most tier lists, she is usually placed in B or A tier for lower ranks. This isn't because she is weak, it's mainly because many players have trouble with her mechanics. The biggest issue is that people don't invest enough time into learning how to use her properly, especially her kiting in fights. Kindred's mechanics take time to get used to, and that's why a lot of players struggle in lower ranks. It's not about her strength, it's about learning how to master her kit. Once you do that though, she becomes a powerhouse. So if you're below gold, I wouldn't recommend playing Kindred yet, but once you reach gold and beyond, it's time to put in the work. Focus on learning your marks, builds, and how to jump over team walls. Once you get comfortable with these things, you will start dominating. Also, with some basic jungle tracking, you will be able to predict where your marks are and keep the enemy junglers guessing. This can give you a huge advantage in the game. Ultimately, the reason Kindred might not be at her full potential in lower ranks is because of how much you need to learn. Once you put in the effort, you will see the rewards and start climbing the ranks. Elise recently got a nerf, and if you want to learn more about that, check out the video in the top right corner. However, even after the nerf, she is still an absolute powerhouse, arguably the only AP jungler in the S tier. Despite the changes, her matchup haven't shifted much, and she's still amazing at cheesing enemies with the level 2 invade, which I have talked about before. You can find the full explanation in the video in the top right corner again. Elise remains a fantastic pick in high ranks, but just like with Kindred, if your mechanics aren't good enough, you are going to struggle to carry games with her. That being said, when you make the right decisions, dive with precision and really focus on your plays, Elise can completely take over a game. To maximize your impact, focus on bot lane and securing those drakes. But don't forget that farming is just as important as ganking. You can't just be running around ganking over and over. You will need to farm to stay ahead and reward yourself with XP and gold after those ganks. Next up is Xin Zhao, a jungler who excels at early game power and snowballing. His ganking potential is insane, especially when you are looking to dive in early and secure those crucial kills. What makes Xin Zhao Zhao stand out is his ability to take down fighters, pretty much anyone in a 1v1 scenario. While Xin Zhao doesn't scale as well into the late game, that's where his strength lies, early dominance. Once you get ahead, your main goal should be to use that lead to close out the game quickly. His dwelling power and ability to burst down enemies make him a powerhouse when you are ahead, and securing objective is super easy as well. Overall, Xin Zhao is a champion who rewards aggressive play and quick decisions. If you are looking for a jungler who can control the map early and help your team snowball, Xin Zhao is an excellent pick to try out. Next up is Volibear, a jungler that brings a lot of value to the table with his mix of damage and tankiness. He's an excellent pick for those who want to be strong in the early game and late game as well. At level 6, Volibear becomes a massive threat and no enemy is safe under tower, offering fantastic dive potential and strong engages that can turn any fight. What makes him even better is his flexibility. If you are ahead, you can go for a damage oriented build into tank items, which makes him an incredible frontline damage dealer. On the other hand, if you are playing from behind, his tank build still provides great survivability while allowing you to soak up damage and build for your team. Volibear's ability to adapt to different game situations and his strong scaling makes him a champion that can fit into nearly any team composition. Plus his playstyle combined with the multiple build paths give him fun to play and gives you options no matter the situation. If you are looking for a versatile and reliable jungler, Volibear is definitely worth picking up. Alright, here's the final tier list covering every jungler you could possibly play. I hope I haven't missed anyone. Let's dive right in, starting with the diamond and above players. There are some real powerhouses to consider. First up, Xin, the blind monk, is a beast when you have got the mechanics down. If you can land those skill shots, you can literally take over games. Then there's Hecarim. This guy is all about insane tempo. In the right hands, he's a terrifying powerhouse that can carry any fight. And don't forget about Karthus, his scaling is amazing and can deal massive damage even after that. Nocturne and Warwick though might not be the best picks if you're pushing above masters, and Amumu falls into that category too. That said, Viego is absolutely beast. As mentioned earlier, he gets picked and banned all over the place depending on the region. If you want to play a strong AP jungler besides Elise, Nidalee is definitely worth considering. Now let's talk about better gold players. What should you focus on? Well, I recommend sticking to the basics and avoiding champions that require crazy mechanics. So skip Viego for now, but feel free to pick up any of those champions in C tier. Wukong can wear just like Xin Zhao, Volibear or Mundo. And let's not forget about Zac. This guy has too much damage for a tank and he's always solid. Briar is another great pick, super fun and easy to play. Just make sure you are not diving on the towers with no E available. There you go. Stick to the basics or flex your mechanics with these champions depending on your rank, and you will be climbing in no time. That's it for my patch 14.24 jungle tier list for players below diamond. If you have questions, drop them in the comments or join my Discord server for jungle tips and discussions. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Your support helps me reach my goal of 1000 subscribers. Thanks for watching and good luck on the Rift.